Dr. Connors, once a brilliant scientist and professor, who was once the embodiment of medical progress, has now become a prisoner of his own ambition. In the search for perfection, he walks down a dangerous path, unaware that every new mistake may lead to tragic consequences. His obsession might not only be his downfall but a threat to the entire world.
I'm close. I'm almost there. I'll find a way to get my arm back. No, I'll find a way to get everything I've lost. This is my only chance.
He places the test tube back on the table and looks at the screen displaying genetic data.
If this experiment succeeds, I'll be able to change everything that has been tormenting me. I won't be weak anymore.
Dr. Connor's mutation process is spiraling out of control. His efforts to reclaim his lost body parts have turned into a nightmare. What he holds now is not healing, but destruction. He has become what he once feared, not a man, but a monster.
No, I was supposed to heal myself. I didn't want this.
He grabs the table, his face contorted by mutation. He sees his hand transforming into a monstrosity.
I can't stop this. I can't.
Peter Parker, an ordinary teenager, finds himself pulled into events that are beyond his comprehension. His life is filled with increasingly strange and dangerous threats, and his friendship with Dr. Connors seems to be on the edge.
Hey Pete, are you seriously not noticing? We're heading to a party and you just need to relax.
He taps the table, trying to break Peter out of his thoughts.
You're not staying home all evening, right?
When Spider-Man faces the lizard in the dark park, he realizes that behind this creature lies more than just a monster. This was once a man, his friend, and now Peter must do the impossible, defeat the one he once knew.
Connors, you weren't supposed to become this. What happened to you? Why couldn't you recognize me?
Peter takes a few steps forward, his hands shaking, preparing for an attack.
But if you don't stop, I'll have no choice but to fight. I can't let you go. I have to stop you.
You don't understand. Peter, you can't stop me. I'm not the man I used to be. Now, I am the future.
He strikes with a brutal blow, and Peter barely dodges it. The battle between Spider-Man and the lizard becomes more brutal. Peter realizes that his strength is not infinite, and he cannot afford a mistake. This is not just a fight for survival, it's a fight for the soul of his friend.
I can't beat him like this. This isn't his body. This is just a monster.
He looks at the lizard, who is preparing for another strike.
Connors, listen to me. This isn't you. You can still come back.
The lizard remains silent, his gaze growing more ferocious. The police intervention forces Spider-Man to make a tough decision. He must choose between continuing the fight with the lizard and protecting the city from destruction. This decision could be a turning point in his life.
Come on, lizard. We can't continue here. If you don't stop, we'll have to move this fight.
He uses his webbing to block the path to the park and knocks the lizard off course from the police.
This isn't you, Connors. This isn't you.
The battle moves underground, into the city's sewers, where dark waters and pipes bear witness to a tragedy. In this labyrinth of danger, Peter realizes that the only way to stop the lizard is to find a way to bring Connors back, the friend he once knew.
Connors, you have to hear me. This isn't you. I know you're still in there.
He releases a web to neutralize the lizard for a moment.
You were my friend. You taught me. You can't be this monster.
You don't understand. Peter, I'm not who I was. I'm no longer human. I am what the world should be.
The lizard slams a pipe with a deafening crash. Mary Jane, noticing Peter's disappearance, cannot sit idly by. She decides to look for him herself, despite the dangers, and soon realizes that she might find herself drawn into this dangerous world. Soon, she will seek answers that may affect her own fate.
Harry, do you know where Peter is? He's gone, and I can't find him. He hasn't answered his calls.
She looks at his belongings on the table, anxiety on her face.
This isn't like him. He wouldn't leave everything like this.
I don't know, Mary. He mentioned having some trouble with one of his experiments, but I didn't think it was that serious.
Spider-Man is not just fighting a monster. He's fighting what remains of his friend. He cannot afford to win at the cost of a lost soul. But can he defeat the lizard without losing hope for Connors?
You're not like this, Connors. You're stronger than this.
He continues weaving webs around the lizard, pinning him against the wall.
I won't let you destroy everything you've built. You have to come back.
You can't stop me. I am the force of nature. I am the future.
Peter realizes that time is not on his side. He must defeat the lizard. But in his mind, another problem arises: how to explain to Mary Jane that her world is now in danger. He knows she can't remain in the dark.
Mary Jane, I heard you. Listen, You need to get out of the city. I can't explain everything right now, but you're in danger.
He looks back at the lizard, who is starting to recover.
I don't want you involved in this, but if you stay, you're risking everything.
Peter, what's going on? I don't understand. You can't just disappear like this. I need to know what's happening.
Mary Jane, choosing not to stand by, heads towards where she believes Peter might be. She feels the weight of responsibility for his fate. But what will she find in this world of dark secrets?
I can't just sit and wait. Peter needs me. I have to find him. And if something happens, I'll be there.
She puts on her jacket and steps outside, not looking back. The lizard comes to life, and Peter realizes that every move he makes could be his last. His only chance to win is to bring Connors back, but will he be able to do so before the lizard consumes all his strength?
I can't stop him with strength alone, but I know Connors is still in there. He can't be completely consumed.
Peter takes a step forward, watching the lizard.
Connors, if you hear me, I won't leave you.
Spider-Man faces the lizard in a battle for survival. This isn't just a fight of strength, it's a battle for what remains of his friend. Peter knows that his last hope is to bring Connors back, but time is running out.
Connors, you're still in there. Listen to me. I know you don't want to be this monster.
He shoots a web to temporarily immobilize the lizard.
You have to come back, please. We can beat this.
You don't understand. Peter, I can't be who I was. I am stronger than I've ever been.
The lizard attacks again, landing a blow that Peter barely manages to dodge. Peter makes the final move, risking everything. He risks his life to bring Connors back. All he has left is one last chance, his faith in the man who was once his friend.
Connors, do you hear me? You're still in there. You were a good man. You can't be this.
He wraps the lizard in webs, trying to restrain him, but his voice holds hope.
Don't give up, friend. I won't let you be this monster.
Peter, I can't. I don't know who I am.
The lizard's eyes momentarily grow more human, but still, they are filled with aggression. Peter doesn't defeat the lizard with strength. He defeats it with his belief that Connors is still somewhere inside. This is the moment of truth, where the human begins to awaken in the monster. But will it be enough?
Connors, you're still in there. You can come back.
Peter shoots webs to temporarily immobilize the lizard, stepping forward.
I know you don't want to be this monster. You were a good man. We can bring you back.
I can't. I don't know who I am, Peter. I'm sorry.
The lizard lowers his head, his body still filled with rage, but there's a weak sense of awareness in his eyes. In this moment, Peter realizes that defeating the lizard is not just about capturing a monster. It's about bringing back the man he was, but this victory still comes at a cost.
You're back, Connors. You're not lost.
He moves closer, trying to support him in this moment of weakness.
You're still human. We can fix this.
Peter, I don't know how I ended up here. I didn't want to be this monster.
He tries to stand, but his body is too weak to do so. The path to recovery is never easy, even after victory. When it seems like everything is behind them, questions and doubts remain. Peter and Connors understand that they will not only have to fight external enemies, but themselves as well. A new path begins, but what awaits them on it?
We made it, Connors. You're back. Now we have a new path ahead. We won't look back.
Peter helps his friend sit on a bench, supporting him as he takes a moment to rest.
You're not alone. We'll find a solution.
Thank you, Peter. You saved me, but I'm afraid I'll lose control again. I don't know what comes next.
He lifts his gaze, his eyes showing both concern and a spark of hope.
I can't promise the lizard won't return, but I'll fight.
Every new step is not just a movement forward, it's a search for answers, a striving for better. Peter and Connors know that the road ahead will be difficult, but together they can change their fate.
You know, I often think I could do more. But sometimes, I just don't have the strength. We're all not perfect.
He turns to Connors.
But together, we can do a lot. We'll find a solution, and I'll be here with you.
You're right, Peter. I can't go back to my old life, but I can still be better. I won't give up.
He stands, despite his weakness, and turns to Peter.
You gave me a second chance. I'll fight.
They've taken the first step, but in a world full of dangers and uncharted paths, they will soon discover what they can truly change.